the unlikely friendship. In a grand mansion overlooking the Pacific Ocean, Edward Sterling, an elderly millionaire with a mysterious past, decided to hire a new maid. After years of living alone, he had grown weary of his empty home and the silence that echoed through its gilded halls. He hired Fatima, a young woman from a modest Moroccan background who'd recently immigrated to the United States. She carried herself with quiet grace, her dark eyes filled with determination and wisdom beyond her years. One day, while cleaning Edward's bedroom, Fatima noticed a small velvet box on his dresser. It was slightly open, revealing a pair of dazzling diamond earrings. She stared at them, feeling an inexplicable chill run down her spine. The earrings looked eerily familiar. Fatima leaned closer, her hands trembling as she inspected them. A memory surged back, a vivid, haunting image of her late mother wearing a nearly identical pair. Her mother, Aisha, had told her stories about how those earrings were a family heirloom, stolen during a violent robbery in their village years ago. Fatima's heart raced. She stepped back, her mind flooded with questions. Could it really be the same pair? How had they ended up here in the possession of this enigmatic millionaire? When Edward entered the room, Fatima froze. He immediately noticed her pale expression and the way her eyes darted toward the earrings. "Edward, is something wrong?" he asked, his voice gentle but laced with curiosity. "Fatima? These earrings? Where did you get them?" Edward raised an eyebrow, caught off guard by her question. "Edward, they were a gift." "Fatima, from whom?" She pressed, her voice trembling. He sighed and gestured for her to sit. "Edward, it was many years ago. I traveled extensively in North Africa. I made some questionable decisions back then. These earrings were part of a collection I acquired from a dealer in a small village. He claimed they were treasures left behind by a fleeing family. I didn't ask too many questions." Fatima's chest tightened. "Fatima, that fleeing family, was mine," she said, tears welling up in her eyes. Edward's face fell, a look of genuine remorse washing over him. "Edward, I had no idea," he whispered. For a moment the room was silent, except for the sound of Fatima's soft weeping. Then Edward stood and retrieved the earrings. "Edward, these belong to you, and if there is anything else I can do to make amends, I will." Fatima nodded, her emotions too raw to speak. She left the room clutching the earrings, feeling both vindicated and conflicted. In the weeks that followed, Edward made efforts to right his wrongs. He helped Fatima reconnect with her family, and even funded a project to rebuild her village. Though their relationship had begun as one of employer and employee, it evolved into something more profound, a shared journey of redemption and healing. The mansion no longer felt as cold, and both Edward and Fatima found a new sense of purpose in the unlikeliest of friendships.